This week I'm going to reflect on my formal lesson observation by my course tutor, and which was also observed by my professional mentor also, so no pressure there then. My initial thoughts were complete trepidation. This class was a bottom set year 8 class, so the 8th class out of 8 sets. The behaviour is challenging. There is a lot of SEN in there. There's 16 in the group, 15 are SEN and 9 of them are on free school meals. So I've taken this class once per fortnight for since September, and I have worked very hard to build a relationship with them. And overall, although it is challenging and it can be difficult, and it certainly isn't easy, but managed to have a calm atmosphere in the class, and the pupils do know what the behaviour, the expected behaviour is in there from me and their main class teacher. Nevertheless, they can be unpredictable, and I have had the odd lesson with them where it's been total chaos. Well, not total chaos, but it's been harder to manage their behaviour. So I was worried about an outside person coming in to observe this class, and one particular pupil, we'll call CJ, had been involved in a serious incident only 2 days previously, which she vehemently denied being involved with, and this was her first day back in circulation. The research I'm going to touch on this week is Bill Rogers again. So, cracking the hard class with Bill Rogers, I've referred to him quite frequently. Not only with this class, but with some of my other classes as well, of having the rules written on the wall, which we do. I agreed with a set of rules with this class personally at the beginning of term when I started to teach them, and I do write 3 main rules on the board, so I can, and I do refer to them or point to them if necessary throughout the lesson, and they're there if I need them. So I always have no getting out of your seat, no shouting out, and no turning around, because those are the three main things that the pupils come off task for, and I can just point, and that often does work. My mentor in school listened to my concern, and his view was that my professional mentor knew what the bottom set English was going to look like in our school, and my course tutor would be used to seeing challenging behaviour, and his advice to me was to adhere to the school behaviour policy, which is to send to the green room or on call if they're refusing. So what did I do? I had a watertight lesson plan with step-by-step activities to ensure pupils remained on task all of the time. I also have an extension task for more able pupils so that they don't get bored and begin to distract or disrupt other pupils. I also have a starter activity to get them on task as soon as they enter the room, and all the equipment and resources are set up, so there's no faffing about when the pupils are in the room. It's all ready, it's all there to give to them straight away, so that we can just bang go on with the tasks. So did my strategy work? And I have to point out that this is my normal strategy for dealing with this class, and very little actually changed, even though I was being observed by 2 people. But I think what I did differently is that I made sure it was absolutely watertight, that all the resources were there, all the sheets, the whiteboard pens, the whiteboards. So did my strategy work? Pupils arrived in dribs and drabs, but the starter activity was successful in getting them on task. CJ arrived late and was very angry at first and refused to come in the room, which was a bit worrying and a bit funny now looking back, with me stood outside of the room with my professional mentor, my course tutor, a teaching assistant, and the headmaster actually, not very far outside the next classroom, trying to persuade this girl to come in. So I managed to get her in. So I got her in the classroom, but she refused to work. She just wouldn't do anything. And she knows full well that the other teacher that teaches them, and myself, we don't accept that you don't do any work. It's not an option. But nevertheless, she was het up over this incident a couple of days previously. So I left her. I left her for a while. I wanted her to calm down and didn't want her to make a scene, if I'm perfectly honest. But I did want her to get the message that it wasn't acceptable to sit there and do nothing, regardless of me being observed. It would have been easy for me to just think, oh, as long as she's shut up, being quiet, just let her sit there. But no, it doesn't matter whether I'm being observed by whoever. These children have got to learn, and I am there to teach them. So I kept calm, I kept positive, and I got down on her level. I spoke very softly with her, reminding her of my high expectations of her and the expectations of our class. By this time, more teaching assistants had arrived, and we do have quite a high ratio of teaching assistants in this class. So I got somebody to sit next to her, and she eventually started to work. Not as much work as I'd like to have done, but she did do some work nevertheless. She did chip in a couple of times, told her to stop, she followed instructions, she did. Towards the end of the lesson, I rose my voice slightly to indicate to her that I meant business this time. It was either quiet and work or go to the green room. And I have sent her to the green room on a previous occasion, which she didn't like at all. And I remind her of now and again that if I have to send her out, it will be to a green room, and she knows she doesn't like that. So that usually has a positive effect on her behaviour and her work ethic in the room. Unfortunately, it did on this occasion also, and she stopped talking, stopped calling out, and got on with her work. So what would I change? I can't change the above. This class are a difficult class. They are very, very needy, and they have SEN needs. And I can't change the fact that sometimes they come in and they're just high, and they have a DT lesson and I think a P lesson before, so it all depends on what they've had before, as to what their mood is going to be. And sometimes I just don't know how they're going to turn up to my lesson. I just need to be prepared, have a watertight lesson plan, know what I'm going to do, and stick to my classroom management and my high expectations of them, and I just have to deal with them when they arrive, and whatever crops up. I would change my plenary. I did a plenary of whiteboards, a show me method. It was a good method of checking learning, but I don't think I managed it very well, or in the most effective way I possibly could. So next time I would give them a time limit to write things down, of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, show me. instead of just asking them and kind of pointing wildly around the room. I think overall it was a successful lesson with room for improvement next time.